What we're going to be doing today, pretty much, guys, is we're going to be playing a bunch of best of threes with fellow top players throughout the day. And then we are going to be playing, and then I'm going to be kind of going over the team. We're going to be slowly making changes to it, how we can make it better, all that good stuff. And I'm going to be going over kind of my team building process as to how I wanted to make this team. So today's going to be very informative, homies in the chat. So get your Peepo G's out and get your notebooks out, baby, because it's going to be a good one. So guys, this right here is my VGC Season 6 threats list, okay? I made this myself, and this is kind of how I team build. I have a team building guide on YouTube already where I kind of talk about how I team build, but it's not really, it doesn't have like hands-on experience in the video, so that's pretty much what you guys are going to be seeing today, is me talking about this. But so I always make a threats list, things that I need answers for and to build against. When I'm playing in a certain meta, right? And then I need, whenever I add something, I need to add in what on my team is going to counter these certain strategies. So we'll get into that as we go on, as I explain the team. But so guys, when I started making this team, pretty much, I thought that Grimmsnarl Arcanine is insanely strong. I think Thunderwave Prankster is extremely good right now. Literally the only thing that stops it is things like Quick Guard and Serena, I guess, Queenly Majesty, right? So I think Prankster Thunderwave is insane. I think Reflect, Light Screen, dual screens with Light Clay, it just makes me so bulky. So like, it bulks up the whole team. And there's been a few players that you guys might have seen on Showdown and stuff, such as Mr. GX. He's on Showdown all the time. And he actually hit rank 1 with like a team not that similar to this, but the idea is very similar, where it is dual screens Grimmsnarl, Intimidate, bulky stuff, and it's like there's no real form of speed control, there's no real trick room, there's no real tailwind. It's just all about being insanely bulky and occasionally thunderwaving stuff with Grimmsnarl when you can. And I think the team comp of that strategy is really strong. It does have a few weaknesses, such as it's more prone to hacks. The longer the game goes on, the more chances your opponent has to crit you. You know, obviously in a 4-turn game, their chances of you getting crit are way less than a 20-turn game, right? So I just knew that in this meta, Grimmsnarl and Arcanine are extremely strong. You've got Intimidate Snarl, physical, special, bulk right there. Grimmsnarl, Reflect, Light Screen. Physical, special, bulk right there. You've got Will-o-Wisp, and then you've got offensive fire damage, which is honestly insanely good with lots of threats such as Ferrothorn and Corviknight. I've been running into problems with opposing Corviknight, and I was a physical Arcanine at first, but I actually opted to go special Arcanine just because of the Corviknight. Like if I switch into Corviknight, I intimidate him, I intimidate myself back, and then he's got all these bulk up boosts. He's got big physical defense. And I just end up doing nothing, like with physical attacks. So I did switch to special. I do want to tell you guys that this spread is big brain as fuck. I came up this morning, I'm just like, okay, everyone just puts max HP, max speed in and calls it a day. And I was just like, I'm sure this is suboptimal. And so I start looking at calcs for like Porygon Z and stuff. So check it out. 84 HP, 180 special defense. This is in light screen with no Snarl. A 6.3% chance to die to the max strike. And then I'm Pinch Berry. I heal right back up. And then let's take the light screen off and put him at -1 as if I snarled him. And there you go. Same thing. 6.3% chance to faint, which is awesome. It took way too many EVs to make 100% survival calcs. I think when you are making EV spreads, it is efficient and smart to occasionally settle with 6.3% chances of dying to things, or even 12.5% chances to dying to things. So I think this is really, really good. And yeah, once again, the physical bulk, I know that I can live. We've got like a little bit of EVs left over, so I put 4 and 4 into defense, and that's where we came up with this. You could call it a Porygon Z counter spread on Arcanine. It's pretty cool. And then I looked at my list, and then, okay, so pretty much I looked at what Grimm Arc is going to help me against a lot. So Porygon Z, Grimm Arc, Snarl, Light Screen, Spirit Break even, Thunder Wave. These are great against Porygon Z. Lapras, I don't think they're amazing, but I would honestly say they are strong. Light Screen, Spirit Break, Snarls are nice against Lapras. Dracozolt stuff, yeah, I think Grimm Arc is pretty decent against that. I'll put a question mark because I don't think they're that great. I can't Thunder Wave it, and even Intimidate and stuff, he still does a ton of damage. So Charizard, I think this team would still get wrecked by a Charizard team. So I'll leave this blank. NRA, guys. I know the gun thing, haha, but I use that as no real answer is what I use NRA for. Primarina TR, Grimm is okay against it, but it's not enough. Okay, Durant, Milo, coaching kind of stuff. I think Grimm Arc is good against this. Rain, Poly, Kingdra. I think Grimm is good against it. And then Duraludon. I think both of these guys are pretty good against that. Beat up Sneasel. This I would say I do not have an answer to, so I would say NRA. And then Colossal, Aqua Jet stuff, I think NRA. As of right now, guys, you guys see that I have a Gastrodon right now, but I'm showing you guys how I came up with this Grimmsnarl Arcanine stuff, right? And then NRA for Corviknight for sure. But I'm going to tell you guys that I knew I wanted Gastrodon because of its amazing matchup against Colossal. Colossal just won the Players' Cup, and I think it got arguably, potentially even stronger now. Probably not. Rillaboom was an insane partner for Colossal. It really dealt with all the water Pokemon the water and ground Pokemon that were good against Colossal. So I think it's still going to be a threat, but it won't be like insanely broken. But Rindo Gastrodon does amazing against this. It absorbs Aqua Jet, which they can't do anything about that. And then if they surf, they put my Gastrodon at +1. I survive the max overgrowth with Rindo Berry, and then I just kill them back. So yeah, I think Gastrodon is amazing against that. And then Duraludon. I think Gastrodon does great against Duraludon. It resists Steel. It takes Dragon neutral. So the best he can hit me with is neutral unless he is running like a max overgrowth Duraludon. But with Rindo Berry, I'm going to live that. I'm going to clap back with a big Max Quake, and they are not going to appreciate that at all. So Gastrodon is good against Duraludon. And then this is a big one. Gastrodon obliterates Rain, Politoed, Kingdra. Of course, if they are Ludicolo, it might get a little more dicey, but Gastrodon destroys these two just alone. And then Durant is honestly good against Gastrodon is honestly good against Durant too. Durant, the most it can hit it with is like Max Flutterby, I guess, right? And Max Quake's gonna rip him apart, or Max Geyser, set up Rain for myself, all that kind of stuff. Gastrodon is pretty good against Prim. Of course, I can take the water moves, and then with the Rindo Berry, I can survive a grass move back, but I don't do a ton back to them. So it definitely helps. The water absorb helps, but it's not perfect. And then Gastro into Charizard. I can survive, and I can change the weather with Max Geyser. So it's not amazing, though, because I'm going to take a huge Max Overgrowth. So it's okay. I'll put it as Gastro question mark. Zolt. I think Gastro helps against that, too. I would honestly take these off, these question marks off. I think the combination of these three are pretty nice against Dracozolt, just because he can't touch Gastrodon for anything more than neutral with Dragon, stuff like that. I hit him back for super effective Max Quake. It's going to hurt him really bad. Porygon Z, honestly, I think Gastro is pretty decent against Porygon Z too, just because I can get these special defense boosts up. I don't think it's worth putting in the note sheet, but Max Quake raises special defense. Obviously, that's really good. And then Lapras. Yeah, Gastro is great against Lapras, guys. Obviously, we know Lapras has Freeze Dry, right? But that means he's not Gigantamaxed, okay? I take the water moves when he's Gigantamaxed. I take the electric moves when he's Gigantamaxed. And then Ice is only going to hit me for neutral. That's the best that the Lapras can do while he's maxed. So Gastrodon really does shut down Lapras well, and it really helps Arcanine sponge up water moves if he's potentially trying to do that. I've got Serena, and I can take the ice move. pretty well as a switch in with Gastrodon, stuff like that. So we'll get more into that. But so I kind of noticed that the waters were still not looking very good. You know, Lapras is okay. I've got like tools to be annoying to it, but I can't really take it down. Marina, Grimm, Gastro, question marks. It didn't look too good, right? I still don't have a real answer for Corviknight or Sneasel. Sneasel's okay. It's like Grimm Arc. Question mark. I had Serena on this eventual team because I did want a grass type, and I think it helps me counter opposing Grimmsnarls, right? They can't Thunder Wave me. They can't do any of that annoying stuff. So I really liked Serena in that aspect. So let's take a look at my Serena set, guys. This is still up in the air. Nothing is for sure. But I've been getting a lot of Okos with Power Whip. So I did really like that. Of course, it can miss, but it is significantly stronger than all the other options that Serena has. 120 or, you know, Seed Bomb for 80, Trop Kick for 70. Power Whip is miles above in strength. And I think 85 accuracy is still just fine. I think it is totally worth it. And then a move that I totally overlooked, honestly, when it came out, and I overlooked it on Serena in general, was Triple Axle. Like, ice coverage on Serena is honestly super good. And then Max Hailstorm, this is like a pretty offensive Serena. I can Dynamax this and not feel too weird about it. And setting up Max Hailstorm, getting rid of whatever weather they want, and a huge ice move, really cool. I have Yachi Berry to help in the Lapras matchup in particular. And then there's been an occasional ice move here and there, like an Ice Punch or an Ice Beam, a Max Hailstorm for Primarina, for example, stuff like that. And I've been liking it, but this could be Kobu Berry in the future. We'll see how much this actually comes into play, but I think Yachi Berry is pretty cool. For the EV spread, I wanted to outspeed 4-speed Milotic. 4-speed Milotic hits 102 speed. That's why I hit 103. I thought that was a good, pretty fast, middling speed tier, not taking away too much from bulk. This attack, it's pretty arbitrary. It just hits the bump, so I go from 163 to 165. I have been picking up a lot of Okos on super squishy Mons with this attack investment, so I've liked it. And then max HP just for bulk. I have a lot of Intimidate, Reflect, Will-o-Wisp kind of stuff, so I put the rest in special bulk. The spread is nothing insane, but that's what I've been running. I really wanted Serena because I did not want to get Thunder Waved by opposing Grimmsnarls, all that kind of stuff. And Fake Outs, protecting my Mons from Fake Out is really cool. It's not quite as important just with how bulky my team is, being immune to Fake Outs, stuff like that. But it's something. So Serena is a weaker Link, but it did help against those bulky waters that Lapras, Primarina, who are going to be amazing in this meta, and Rotom Wash too. These were the 4 Mons I had. The last 2 slots I had, guys, at the beginning were Duraludon and Dusclops. I thought I wanted a Trick Room mode because my team was so slow. And then I had Haze because, like, Snarl was really annoying, right? Like, Duraludon, Gastro, they all get snarled. Serena gets intimidated, and then Haze, I could just get rid of those boosts. I could even get rid of my Draco Meteor -2, get rid of it with Haze, and then hopefully do some damage there, right? I just felt I never really brought Dusclops or Duraludon, but I came up with this AV Duraludon set. This is a really bulky Duraludon just because we have Thunder Wave, we have Light Screen, all that good stuff. This specifically is 3-hit KO'd by Life Orb Max Starfall from Prim. So you can live that for sure. And then it's really good to be this especially bulky against Porygon Z's. So I like that a lot. This hits the bump in special attack. It's a pretty good benchmark for Duraludons. And then the speed, 113. There's a few things that hit like the 112 speed if they're like adamant or modest max speed, such as Lapras and stuff. So I liked being that speed tier. But once again, another bulky yet slow Mon. So you'll have to see it. And yeah, I thought it would be good, you know, I could ignore stuff like Clefairy and it'd be good against the Porygon Z matchup. But I don't know. When I was playing with them in practice, they didn't really come in too handy. I don't think they're bad. I think Duraludon Grimmsnarl is insanely good, but I couldn't really fit fake tiers on this set. This was my original squad. I never really needed Trick Room, and then Duraludon wasn't really doing a lot. And I had huge problems against Corviknight, huge problems against Charizard, and even still, the Lapras matchup was still kind of hard, and Duraludon really didn't help with that. So guys, that made our core of Gastrodon, Grimmsnarl, Arcanine, and Serena. But Duraludon, Dusclops, they weren't really working out. And I still wanted that answer to Charizard, Corviknight, and something to honestly help more against Lapras. And dead ass, Dracozolt beats all of those Pokemon. That's why we added Dracozolt. So it's like, you can already see like every mon on my team is pretty good against Lapras. But honestly, Lapras hasn't been as popular as I guess I thought it would be. I haven't played against it too much. It's still a super good mon, don't get me wrong. But Dracozolt does fantastic against Charizard. It resists everything, I guess, except Scorching Sand. But it's not going to hurt too bad. It's good against Primarina as well. It kills in one hit easily. So Zolt fits into here as well. And then the Corviknight matchup, Dracozolt really does help in this too. Because I just got completely walled by some Corviknights that I played online. So honestly, Dracozolt really helped bring the team together for sure. Yeah, so that's what Dracozolt came in. I didn't have a Life Orb taken on my team. You know, it was all pretty defensive stuff we had going here. So a Life Orb is insanely good with Dynamax. You only take 5% of your HP instead of 10, but it still boosts by 30%. It's insane. Yeah, I knew Dracozolt would be a perfect mon. And this I actually took from Roxanne's team here on Twitter. The guy who got top, I think he got 9th in the Players' Cup, something like that. But yeah, honestly, our team is ending up being very similar to his. It's kind of funny how I was slowly building it, and then I realized it's really close to his. And the big difference is you can see Serena over Amoonguss. And Serena does a lot more damage than Amoonguss. But I took his spread is what I'm saying on Dracozolt. Honestly, he was in the Players' Cup where he probably didn't expect to play against other Dracozolts. But Dracozolt is insanely popular. So I don't know about being slower than other Zolts. It is pretty scary as of now. So I probably will address that in the future and maybe change up this spread. Also, having a fire move to hit Ferrothorn even harder would be nice on Dracozolt. But yeah, and then I took his Corviknight spread as well, where Corviknight was the next addition. And if you keep looking at the team, like I wanted a ground resist, you know, Dracozolt, Arcanine, and then Grimm and Gastron. They all don't like taking ground moves. Serena usually does die pretty fast, unfortunately, with how many weaknesses it has. I think grass has 5 weaknesses. So I wanted that ground resist. I had a lot of stuff that's really good against electricity, so having an electric weakness did not bother me at all. Resist, and immune. So I knew that Corviknight's weaknesses were going to be really easy to overcome, especially with dual screens, Will-o-Wisp, Snarl. I could easily just get bulk ups done and start sweeping. So guys, that is the team that I created and that we're going to be rolling with for these best of 3s today. So let's see how the team does.